Hey guys, it's Coach Ron. I recently got asked what the best exercise or best piece of equipment there was that I would recommend, and being somebody that does the conjugate system quite consistently and prescribes to that predominantly for all of my athletes, it's kind of a tough question because they all kind of work together. Um, whether you're working hamstrings and using the inverse curl and reverse hyper and some of the other specialty bar stuff to hit your glutes, hamstrings, and low back. But I guess if you were to look and say, what is the most important piece of equipment for strength, uh, I guess you'd say the barbell, because you could do so much with it. But if I could really um, recommend one piece of equipment, it would be the sled, and I'll tell you why. Um, you would need a variety of attachments, but you can use it to drag through three-dimensional space. And we power walk with the sled. We don't ever run with the sled, just because it distorts running form once you take people off the sled. And you can read all everything about that, but I'm a firm believer and have seen it myself and used it where I've gotten my athletes significantly faster and never ran them once. The only time they ran was in when they practiced in their particular sport, their sport practice. But when they came to strength and conditioning with me, I never ran them one time and saw their 40 times dip drastically. Um, so with that being said, I would say the sled with a variety of different attachments because you could drag forward, power walk, backward. You could use a hand harness. You could use waist harness. You could even use leg harness. You could even use head harness. So if you have a neck harness, hand harness, um, waist harness, and leg harness, you can drag sideways, backwards, forwards, all kinds of obliques, a bunch of isometric stuff. You can work shoulders, tries, neck, forward and back, and side to side. Um, Waist, if you have the waist harness on, you can do tons of stuff with dumbbells in your hands or Indian clubs or hand weights, ankle weights. There's just so many things you could do with the sled. So if I could recommend one purchase, um, the companies that have been really good to me and have given like quality equipment, and we beat our stuff up pretty bad. I've had hundreds and hundreds of athletes on stuff that never fails. West Side Sled with westsidebarbell.com. Spud Inc. That's SPUD INC. Pretty much all of my straps have come from Spud Inc. Not only the stuff that we have in our reverse hyper and other stuff, but I have yet to have any issue with any of Spud Inc. stuff. And these are all guys that have power lifted, and their stuff's proven. So they know what it is. They're not just some guy that produced it and hoped that powerlifters could use it. These are people that have developed a lot of different pieces of equipment. If you go on there and you have money to spend, I could guarantee you'll spend a bit of it. But high quality, competitive prices, good competitive prices. Neck harness, probably the most comfortable one I have or used, and it's all personal preference, is Harbinger. Um, it has like nice soft, like for my soft, supple skin. A Like, I don't even know if it's like sheep's wool or whatever it's in there. You sweat a lot more, but it doesn't hurt. Some of the stuff like digs into your ears and the side of your head. So I unless you're wearing a beanie or a skull cap, it doesn't feel all that comfortable. So I would say the sled. Getting an instructional DVD or some of the downloads that are out there. I've learned tons of stuff, conjugate system stuff from not only Westside Barbell and Louis Simmons. Matt Winning has really good stuff out there right now. I bought a recent DVD set. So the only thing that's going to limit you is your knowledge on how to use it and um, I guess, your creativity and willingness to learn more and more about it. So the sled, I would say, kids, You can load them up and not load their spine. You could put tons of weight on them. I started using sleds on kids when they were 8 and 9 years old, and never had one issue. And you could even use it, for elderly and adults. I've used it for them as well, and everybody in between. But I would say the sled, guys. So not to be long-winded, but I hope that helps. And there's tons of other stuff out there too I'd like to talk about. But if I had to pick one, and I was just out there on an island and I could only have one thing, I'd want a sled with all the attachments. And I'll just leave it at that. All right. So remember, be awesome, man. Peace.